Hey Tool Nuts, I'm Doug with toolnut.com. Today in this video we're going to be going over the new Milwaukee M18 Fuel brushless half-inch router. So long awaited addition to the Milwaukee M18 line. So this router will generate up to 2.25 peak horsepower, has the best comfort and control, and will give you up to 225 linear feet on the 6 amp hour battery with a 5/8 roundover in pine. So basically in this video what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over what comes in the kit, some of the functions, and then some of the accessories that are available for it. For the full listing, pricing, and details, you're going to want to head over to toolnut.com. So first, let's start with how I always start, is how is this being sold by Milwaukee Tool and on toolnut.com. So right here, I have the kit. So the kit's going to obviously come with the router itself, the fixed base. You're going to get the 1/4 inch collet. The 1/2 inch collet's already in here. You're going to get some wrenches. You're going to get the edge guide with the rods. You're going to get the plunge base. You're going to get the 6 amp hour high output battery. You have this other base here, which we'll go over. Your dust port, your vacuum to connect dust port, the charger, which is rapid, does 12 volt N18, and you're going to get the carry bag. The other way this is being sold by Milwaukee is as a bare tool, meaning you're not going to get a battery, you're not going to get a charger, you don't get the bag. Basically, you're going to get the router itself with the fixed base, the 1/4 inch collet, the 1/2 inch collet, the wrenches, the dust port, and the edge guide. That's it. The plunge base is not going to come with it. It can be purchased separately. And then obviously the battery and charger. So if you wanted to be able to use and just buy the bare tool, you're going to have to already be part of the M18 battery line from Milwaukee. I think though the best value is in the kit. Because if you go to add this, and then if you want to add a bag later, you're pretty much going to be at the price or over. A lot of times they give you a much better value when you buy the kit, and then you have an extra battery. You know, you can never have enough batteries when it comes to that. So that's how it's being sold. So let's go through this, show some of the functions, then we'll go through some of the accessories that you can see that we have here as well. So the main router right here, like I mentioned, it will take 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch bits. You can see I already have a 1/2 inch router bit in there. Straight bit is already in there using the 1/2 inch collet. Very easy, simple to use. Here you can see you got variable speed on this, depending on the type of bit you're going to be using, the material you're going into. Generally, it's always going to refer to, on the router bit that you're using, the suggested RPM or speed setting that you're going to want to set the router to. All right. I did mention this is brushless already, and that's how you're going to get the really, really good runtime. With brushless tools, you always get 40 to 50% longer runtime than a tool that is brushed. This is just your switch right here. I don't have the battery on it right now, obviously. And then this is going to be your fine adjust for your depth control right here. Now you can see when I turn it, nothing's out. You always want to have this open and unlocked on the base. Then you can do your fine adjustment here on that. All right, and then to remove it, it's quick and easy. Just press this button. You can see this threaded guide right there, comes out. So on here, you can use the wrenches that they have provided for you if you want. You also have an arbor lock though here. If you press this button, just spin it around, you can see it locks it. Then you could just use one wrench. All right, or you can use both wrenches that they provide to you if you don't want to use that option, and remove the collet that way. There are also LED lights in this. Here, if we just plug it in real quick, it should go on. There you go. So it really illuminates your work area, makes everything easier. There we go. So since I have this out, here we'll put that down for a second, and we'll show you how to put it in the plunge base. But you have your, very similar to other brands, but you can see how compact and small this is. There are some corded routers on the market that are actually bigger than this, and they're roughly 2.25 horsepower, the same horsepower that this is. So you're getting the best, no cord, cordless, and still very compact size. You also have this feature too, where you can hold it like this if you wanted to, instead of the handles on that. So to go to the plunge, like I said, this comes in the kit. If you buy the bare tool and you want this, you're gonna have to just buy it separately. Very similar to everyone else's plunge base. Just gonna unlock it first as well. And then this threaded rod is gonna go in here. On this, there's no fine adjustment like there is on the other one. It just slides in there like that, and you lock it down. Then this is where you hit the plunge down. Then you can lock it to leave it. Once you plunge in, set it. You do have your scale here, so you can preset your depth if you wanted to on that as well. Just like most other plunge router bases, it's going to be the same thing. You got multiple steps here. I think it's 5 steps to adjust this, to set it so that when you come down, it'll actually stop and hit that before, you know, the bit will go into the material, and then that will hit your base there, predetermined to stop you, you know, and you'll set that depth there. I didn't set it there. I'm just showing you how this is worked. And then back, very simple again, comes right out, back into here, goes right there. I'm gonna hit this button, make sure this is unlocked, and you're good, and you're locked in. Make sure you always are locking everything, putting it back the way it goes on that. So let's put the plunge base over here for a minute. So dust collection, huge, huge. You know, if you don't want everything, let's just adjust this up so that the bit's not hitting on the table. And you can see there, very easy to do. Just, we're going to put it up to show how some of these other accessories are going to go in here. Collet change, I already showed you. Depends on, you're going to have a much wider array of bits available in a 1/2 inch shank versus a 1/4, but if you have both 1/4 and 1/2, you have that option as well. Edge guide, very simple. You already see I have it put together here. The rods just goes right in here. Loosen these knobs up and get your distance. Lock these in. You have more adjustment here if you need to move this in or out on that. Once it's, if you had this locked, you could do it from there as well. You could set those rods there, then you can adjust this in and out as well if you'd like. And then this just goes on the edge of your material and keeps you parallel to the material. So that's one there. Dust collection. So you're getting both ports here. You're getting the main port, and then this is your hose adapter that connects into here that Milwaukee gives you. It's a quick connect. This is a multi-step adapter, so this will fit multiple hoses on the market. You have one hose that can go inside, out here, and then in this. So it fits 3 sizes of the most common hoses on the market when it comes to that. All right. To connect that, you can do it a couple of different ways. You can either do it with the edge guide if you wanted to. I'm going to take this out of here though, so the bit's not getting in my way. So this, see there's 2 holes here. I'll put this in through here. If you can get that jack, getting it there. And then what you can do, what holds this in place are going to actually be the rods. So you put these through, and then they're going through there. And once you tighten down your knobs, it holds the dust port in place for that. And it's going to be the same for the guide rail adapter that I'll show you here in a second, if you wanted to use that as well for your dust port and dust collection on that. And then you would just connect that to there to adapt it if you needed it to whatever dust extractor you're using. And then, you know, just keep in mind, this is only going to be able to be used with certain diameter bits. You know, obviously that fits in there, and that's fine. So you just have to watch what size bit you have on the router when you're using that. You might not be able to use it with all bits on that. All right, put it in. There we go. Now we're in. That's that. So let's hit on accessories quick here. So you can see I have a few. So they came out last year with a track saw. You can use this track with this guide. If you didn't want to use your edge guide, you won't always be able to use that in all situations. With this shoe here, a lot of times you'll need the rail to be able to use it and utilize that feature on the rail with this. So they sell this separately for this router. I did bring in the compact router as well, just to show this. So this is their other router. This only takes 1/4-inch collets, real quick. You can see it's nice and compact, small, almost like a laminate or trim router. With this piece that comes with this, you can now use this as well with their other compact router. So I just want to point that out, that this new item does both of their routers. They thought about that. You just have to change the piece out to be able to use that. Now, you do though, you can see there's no holes in this base for the rods. There's a plunge base available for this. So let me say that. You got to get the plunge base if you want to use the guide rail guide with this router with the plunge base. All right, so that's that. All right, so template guides. These are universal US standard guide bushings, template guides. That's what they're known as. They are giving you this other base, and that's what this base is for, that comes with the router. You can see right now there's a larger hole opening here, which for certain bits you're going to need that. If you want to use a template guide or guide bushing, you're going to want to change out 3 screws here. Very quick and easy to do. Take this one off, put this one on, and these, like I said, this is Milwaukee's set, but there are other brands that are the same thing. You might already have them. They're standard. You can see that sits flush in there, nice. And you're going to take your ring, and it depends on what you're doing, for what size you're going to want to use of the template guides here, depending on the bit. The height is different, and then these are what follow your template, basically like that. So this is also available at toolnut.com as an accessory if you want. Like I said though, if you have other US standard guide bushings, the majority of the brands make them. They're all the same, pretty much the same mix, and then certain sizes you can buy individually that don't come in the standard set, that are going to be larger diameter sizes. So I think we covered everything. So for the full specs and details, pricing, or if you want to check this out, go to toolnut.com.